What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome along to episode number 2 of the F1 23 Driver Career Mode series for the second race of the Formula 2 Championship here in the Saudi Arabia at the Jeddah Street Circuit. If you guys did miss the first episode uploaded a few days ago, make sure to go check that one out before you see this one, because it's a very enjoyable first episode. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this one as well. And make sure to like, share and subscribe if you are new around here to get up to date with all the content as you are on the new game. So looking into the second race here, the first one was pretty good. Had a podium last time out, and now Lucas trying to put some more points on the board. Second in the Drivers' Championship is Dennis Hauger, who won the opening race, but didn't have as good a qualifying this time around. We qualified 6th, so we've improved our grid position from the last race. So looking forward to hopefully checking out another podium if we can. The win might be even on the cards today as well. So looking into the strategy for the race itself, 14 laps ahead of us, starting on the medium tyre and pushing on to the soft for the second stint for the final 6 laps of the race. And again, sticking to the default strategy just a bit easier. And then pushing on to the end of the formation lap. So the plan is simple, just try and get some more points. If we can try and pull ahead of Hauger in the championship thanks to his poor qualifying position, that'll do us a world of good. But the cars in front of us did finish around us in Bahrain, so if they win, they might take the lead out of our hands and put it in their own instead. There's Jehan Daruvala lining up on our right there in P7 as the last few cars take their places on the grid here for the start of the second race of the championship. So here we go then, the last 2 cars on the grid. 5 red lights here in Jeddah for the second race, the Formula 2 Championship in 2022. And it's lights out, foot to the floor, go, go, go. Great getaway over Vips there on our right-hand side. So we charge towards turn 1, going to try and take Iwasa as well. Porsche got really back down there. He was the pole sitter. He's down to P4 already. Djokovic into the lead at the first corner. Fittipaldi second, Iwasa third, Porsche in fourth, and wearing fifth off turn 2. Trying to make a move on Porsche, can't get enough to run. As it stands right now, we're second in the championships, similarly to Djokovic there, and he leads the way. 25 points on offer for the win here, if he can try and claim it for himself. So back there behind Porsche, not a lot of chance to overtake here in this first sector in particular. Looking at the main straight as the main place to attack this part, it's all about technical driving. So we'll hold it on to P5 for a moment, and to get an opportunity to make a move on the Frenchman. Go try and go on the outside here, going towards the next braking zone. To move back in line and look over to the right if we can. Go to his inside into the corner, very late on the stoppers indeed, and up into P4 now. So we'll start chasing down those podium places. Porsche now left in our wake, the ART dropping back very quickly here by a tenth or two. So we start to work on Iwasa and Fittipaldi in front of us. Go get a run on the Damscar off the last corner, down the main straight to begin the second lap of the race. Djokovic away in the lead, Fittipaldi starting to chase him down to begin lap 2. They're going to pull to the inside of the Japanese driver, going towards the first corner, into the braking zone we go. Last on the brakes, half a car length in front he is, going into turn 1, as we go try and go around the outside from that second corner, and on the exit, with better traction pulling in front up into the podium places once again. And we'll start to get to work on chasing down the Cheroos of Enzo Fittipaldi, who of course is blocking us as it stands from taking on Djokovic, who leads the Drivers' Championship as it stands right now. So let's try and take him as quickly as we can here. So closing in him without the DRS comes to play on the next lap. 3 DRS zones here in Jeddah, so we'll try and make use of all 3 of those today to make our way towards the left-hander here. Again, very close. Consider the moves to the inside, not the smartest thing to do. Tap the wall there, a bit of damage on our front wing, minor damage, so we're able to continue on despite cutting the corner a little bit. Lucky not to get a warning there. Iwasa there behind us might try and counter to come towards that last corner. This is one of the main overtaking points on the circuit, the third and final DRS zone on the track. He's going to go right to our back bumper there and go to the outside going towards the final corner, but chooses not to go for it. He's on the outside, chooses the harder way around. We'll defend the inside then, so hold on to P3 then and start to work once again on chasing down Fittipaldi after that mistake. So on to number 3 now, DRS deployed for the first time in this race. We need to try and punt out Mr. Fittipaldi, and as it stands, he's a bit further away from us. He's in within DRS range of Djokovic, so if we're lucky here, we won't be able to get a little tow along. They'll be able to help us chase down the leader if we can. So we've got to stay close to him though, and that means we've got to manage these tyres as best we can. So I'm struggling here this early on in the race and pushing to midway through lap 5. And now Iwasa trying at us there. Again, another mistake, didn't hit the wall this time, but again, ran a bit too deep, and Fittipaldi is away here, 1.3 seconds in front of us. Djokovic 1.6. So as it stands right now, if Djokovic wins the race, he takes the Drivers' Championship lead regardless. But if Fittipaldi can win and we finish in 3rd, then we'll have the lead for ourselves. So we need to have Fittipaldi make the pass. We've got to maintain 3rd place here. On to lap number 6. Iwasa, again, all over us here, but they're choosing not to go for the move. Porsche closing in behind as well, trying to take back some places. Into the last corner we go. We've got a bit too deep there, and Iwasa tries the inside on the exit. He's going to pull in front of us off the corner. We're going to charge back through with once again the best traction and holding on to P3 here. So down the main straight we come. Iwasa could come back at us with the DRS here, and Porsche is going to try it as well, going towards that first corner. We might go 3 wide if Porsche is brave enough to go to the outside. Iwasa covers them off. We've got the inside lane for turn number 1 and staying clear of the dams and the ART once again to keep our virtuosi in front. And keep an eye on Daruvala there, running just behind in 6th place as it stands. So it's all very close here, and I see another car further up, might be our teammate Marino Sato, I think I just saw further back. We're still 2nd place in the championship. We need Fittipaldi to pass Djokovic. We could just catch him to ourselves. As we go into the boxing lap number 8, Porsche now to the inside. He's in 4th place, trying to take away 3rd from us. He's got the inside into the braking zone. We have to outbrake him as best we can here. Fittipaldi trying on Drugovich for the first time, trying to take the lead away. That we need him to take that lead away and maintain 3rd, which we're doing right now. We stay in front of Porsche once again, but the time is coming up now for us to make our first stop of this Grand Prix at the end of the feature race, at the end of this lap. Porsche is not done with us yet. He's going to try it on the outside as we come towards the final corner, and into the corner we go, in the braking zone. We're in front, but again we've outbraked ourselves. Porsche tries a wonderful switchback there on the inside, of us, and goes through. We've got to get over to that left-hand side for the pit lane, so we need to back off here, or Porsche might pit himself. No contact. We tried to get across him. Don't know how that I thought was going to work. We narrowly make it into the pit lane without damaging our own car and bringing it back to the end of our own race. Lawson there behind us is coming for our first and final stop of this Grand Prix. In we go now. Hopefully we won't get held up too much by the other cars in the pit lane here. They all come here, making their way through. We've been stuck behind all of them here. We have to wait for them all to go past before we can make our exit. We hope we'll be lucky not to lose out to Lawson. We haven't lost out to him at all here. So very lucky there. 4.0 second stop, but again ruined there by the fact we had to wait for several more cars to go through, and Lawson's now right on our tail there, and then make our way off the pit lane and make our way back out onto the racetrack again. It'll be crucial. We may have lost a place or two there, given that we had to wait that little bit longer, so we had to hope that the cars in the lead pack get themselves off as well. Teammate Marino Sato in the pits, and everyone else is coming in too. Here comes Lawson to our inside here in the Rodin car as we come towards the final corner once again. Lawson gets in front. I'm going to dive back to his inside there, making a straightaway switch back. But we almost go stationary there in the final corner, and Lawson can draw us back alongside us to come back down the main straight to begin that number 10. 5 more laps to go. Lawson on our inside there, and he's clear of us going in towards turn 1. I'm going to move back to his inside, and here comes everyone else out the pit lane here. Caden Williams in the Trident has got out in front of us here. Liam Lawson in front. Daruvala is going to come out as well. We're very tight between us to go 3 abreast through turn 2 for the moment. Daruvala on the outside, Lawson on the inside, and we hold on to P4. We've lost a place though to Williams there, who's now in 3rd. We've got to try and close him back down, but we're not in the position to do that right now. And if you look behind us, we've got a whole train of cars just waiting for their opportunity to go for us here. So it's quite an intimidating situation to be in. I feel quite intimidated with all these cars stuck behind us. So it could be a problem here if we start to lose traction, lose grip on these soft tyres. Meanwhile though, Fittipaldi looking to try and take Drugovich. He might take the lead here and going towards that final corner. He will potentially take it. He will go for the lead and take it off Drugovich. And as it stands, we're still second because we're down in 4th place. So we need a place off of Williams there. So we need one of them to retire, preferably Drugovich, if I'm being entirely honest. On the inside of Lawson here, off the final corner meanwhile. But Fittipaldi away in the lead. Might see how he did it here on the replay. So here he is in the racing for the lead against the Brazilian. We had a good fight with him in Bahrain 1 race ago. And now on the inside he goes into the final corner. Nice and easy. Cool as you like from Enzo Fittipaldi in the Charus, who takes the lead away from Drugovich, and we need to hold that place in order to maintain a gap as close as we can in the driver's standings to Drugovich. Down the main straight we come once again then on to lap number 11, and it's Drugovich who's looking to try and make a move now, try and take the lead back, but Fittipaldi holds him off quite nicely and remains in 1st place, which is where we need him to stay right now. So we're on to lap number 11 ourselves now, and you can see how much we're struggling here, see how slow we are through this 1st sector, braking and lifting a lot more than I'd like, and very nearly going over that deathly curve in the middle of the 1st sector, going way off the track there. Lucky not to get a warning once again. We've got been let off a few times with the FIA today, so we're very lucky in that respect. It's still a green sector one, something like that was quite fast, so I don't know how that possibly works. I felt quite slow going to that sector myself. And now pushing on towards the DRS zone once again. Lawson is still all over us here. Drugovich just try and swipe the lead back from Fittipaldi if he can. So we're very tight between them. Looking at it, Lawson is closing in on us. Drugovich hasn't got the lead away from Fittipaldi just yet, but he might try and take it down the main straight here. We're into the last corner once again, defending from Lawson and Daruvala behind him. Drugovich takes the fastest lap and might try and go for the lead here. He's going to go for it towards turn 1. Fittipaldi into 2nd place, but only for the moment. It goes back through, and Caden Williams now taking the fastest lap for himself, and we're nowhere near fast enough to even try and challenge that. Our best lap was the 2nd off theirs. Lawson to the outside here with 3 more laps to go into the braking zone. We braked a bit too early there. Lawson going to try and go for it here around our outside lap at the inside for turn 2. On the exit again, better drive off, but only just. He's still there alongside us. Let's try and pull a car into play before the left-hander. Be very tight indeed. We brake way too early once again. Lawson almost tries it. Have to force him out there and hold on to P4, but it's very close there. We're very lucky not to avoid hitting the wall there a moment ago. On to lap number 12 now. Yellow flag behind us here as Lawson continues to threaten us for P4. 2 more laps to go to cross the line, and the caution continues to follow us. There's someone in front of this pack. I'm not quite sure who it is. One of the cars, there's a couple of cars back from us in this train to go back into turn 1 over the curb there. And it's Porsche. Teo Porsche out of the race here. And his first retirement of the season for the ART driver. No, that's not what he would have wanted. Only he didn't take many points, from the opening round in Bahrain. This will not help his chances at all here off the last corner. Internal failure by the looks of it. No smoke coming out of the car. He had to pull it over. And I saw one of the Tridents there go to the inside. I think that was probably Richard Verschoor, who tried to make a move on someone, but they had to back out because Porsche was there. So the Frenchman out of the race here, putting the car up by the the start-finish line, but the entrance to the pit lane, the race is over for him. We're down to 21 cars here, and pushing on now. Lap and a half to go for us. Drugovich and Fittipaldi still going at it for the lead. It looks like Fittipaldi's got him for the moment. Daruvala, though, closing in. He's our next target. He's got around Lawson. He wants to get us now, too. He's closing in as he goes towards the second sector split and into the chicane. We've made quite 2 mistakes already today, and looking into the corner, keeping it nice and cautious as best we can here. But Daruvala can have DRS on us this time. It's going to be very, very close indeed. He's closing all the time as he goes towards the DRS zone. He's going to get closer and closer and close, looking to make that move, gaining all the time here. If you look to the left-hand side, the first one has tried the inside on us going towards the final corner. He takes away 4th place into the braking zone. We've gone a bit too wide on our braking. Let's move back in line behind him. We've tapped the wall there, and that will not help us go into this last lap. Let's check the championship standings here as soon as we can, see if we've lost anything. We'll have a look at it here.
Okay, as things stand, we'll be 3rd in the championship.
That's a whole other place we've lost here if we don't get that spot back. The pit stops definitely cost us perhaps the lead in the championship. We'll have to see at the standings in a moment's time, but we definitely got more than we bargained for in that race, so I thoroughly enjoyed that one regardless. Hope you guys did too. Lawson gets driver of the day then, and honestly well deserved given how much he made up over the course of that race.
A great win then for the Charouz team today. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for just one lap, but there's a difference between that and being quick every lap, over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own, you can just push and push.
Looks like they're on their way out onto the podium now, and what a result this is. And a popular one with the crowd as well. Great stuff to see the Charouz team on top here today.
So there you have it then. Enzo Fittipaldi wins for the first time this season, looking to close on some points in the championship. Drugovich takes the lead of the championship. Well, I have to confirm that. As of I'm assuming he's in the lead because we've been told we were second the whole time. And Kellen Williams comes home in 3rd place, beating us to the flag in the end. Let's have a look here at the championship and see just how things turned out. All in all, could have been us on that podium today, but still a good race indeed.
Felipe Drugovich takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
I'll probably go for Enzo Fittipaldi. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in the pack, and he was good enough to take the opportunities.
And now a look at the team standings. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Another team that excelled today was Dams, who make further progress up the table. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Take a look at the final results then from this Saudi Arabian feature race. So Fittipaldi wins it from Drugovich and Williams. We finish in 4th place in the end. Daruvala in 5th. We narrowly beat him in the end. Lawson in 6th. Ayumu Uwasa in 7th. Rowan Asani 8th. Ollie Caldwell finishes in 9th. And Richard Vashaw comes over the final point course. Porsche retiring, which is a couple more laps to go. Could have been him in the points today, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. So ART will go without some points early on in this season. So we're actually tied with Drugovich in the championship here, dead even, but after 2 races, 30 points each. Hauger 2 points back, Williams 4 back, and Fittipaldi now 5 back. So it's a very exciting title race to kick us off here after just 2 rounds, or a quarter of the way through the season. This is what it looks like so far. So with 6 more rounds to come, it could get very exciting. And the top 4 teams in the Constructors' Championship separated by just 16 points here. Prema still lead, Trad in 2nd, Virtuosi in 3rd, and MP in 4th. So all unchanged there. But regardless, guys, that's the end of this video. I do hope you enjoyed this one as much as you enjoyed the first one. If you did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And until my next video, you guys have a wonderful day, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.